Hi, everyone. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 26 of Diverse Stories Podcast. Elliot and I are talking about mystery titles.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we're doing today, everyone. Not just any titles, mystery titles.
That's right, because we're trying to make your titles very entertaining and clever so that it can be a mystery for every time viewers come to watch an episode.
Or here, one or two.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I find that's a pretty interesting idea that we came up with for the second season, because we didn't really think about that idea in the first season. We were just trying to get new into this whole podcast idea.
Yeah.
But now that we're kind of more into it in the second season, we're kind of thinking of extra fun ideas of how to make the titles a mystery for people to kind of think, oh, where are these? Who are these people talking? And oh man, wow, this interesting people talking about this topic.
I remember we trying to come up with titles,
Yeah.
and the first few titles we came up with were kind of never tongue in cheek.
Okay.
The one about water and tea, that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we were always for the season trying to think of more interesting titles like that, but it was tough. So we had to try to come up with some interesting titles that were about what our show is, and also combine it with the idea that you used in the come up with what we used in the second episode of the first season.
Yeah, because we always trying to evolve our titles, not have the same rhythm to them.
Yeah, otherwise it's very boring.
Like, what's this title about? Oh, it's about you guys. Okay, bye.
Yeah, because it's so expected, right? We're trying to make it unexpected for people.
Yeah, we're trying to say surprise. Well, this is a surprise.
And what's the interesting part is like trying to do these transition things too, right, Elliot? We explored this season, but like doing transition fade to black and fade to white, depending on what part of the show we're doing.
Yeah, and we're also trying to tweak our acting style too.
Yeah, trying to.
Well, feels at home. You must know by now I'm mostly too old at acting, so yeah, so that's my gig for the host slash actor.
Yeah, and I also help out with the edit a little bit too, just making sure things fit, because the main thing we don't want to see in there is have people watch our episodes and find that we're repeating the same thing twice in a row.
Sometimes we do repeat.
I know, but we delete those parts.
Yeah.
We do delete those parts as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there's quietness in the episodes, which is odd. So then we delete that too.
Well, we are not ordinary people. We're
No.
odd people.
Odd and unique way, let's put it that way.
Yeah. And this,
No, it's the one that was in the process of this whole pandemic disrupting everyday lives.
it's good to do something you're passionate about and also try to entertain people.
Yep. Yeah, because people are going to work during the week, and sometimes they may want to have something interesting to listen to on a weekend at home on YouTube, or if they really have to do audio, then on a radio in the car.
Yeah, or on headsets.
That's
Or
another audio version of it. Yeah.
yeah, or in the background while they working or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for us, we are very different people, me and Miranda.
Yep.
Sometimes she has to be more bossy than me, and I'm more like, okay.
Well, sometimes I can be a little bossy, not just not to be mean so much, but more like to get things right.
Yeah, she's a go getter.
That's what my aunt in Australia tells me in emails sometimes.
Really?
Yep, she tells me that. I may have mentioned that actually in the first season too, in one of the episodes.
That's a callback.
Call back. Yeah, refresher.
Well, people forgot from season 1. Uh, we have Ozzy in the podcast.
Yeah, because I partly am Australian because I'm descendant from my mother's side of the family.
Mhm. And I'm just mostly like flat out English.
Yeah, sure, I'm mostly Canadian, but yeah,
Mhm.
I grew up in a household that was how do you put it? In a household where there are two parents that were immigrated to Canada.
Mhm. Yeah,
Born in and born in different years, and yeah.
it's different than here, Australia, because it's way hotter.
Yeah, in the winter months, it's really hot there,
Yeah.
and in the summer months, um, it's a bit cooler, wintry spring weather.
So titles. Back to titles. What inspires you to make a good title?
Well, as I said, kind of trying to make it unexpected for people wanting to watch our episodes.
Mhm.
Um, and sort of trying to think about the idea of tea and water, because that's pretty funny, but it's hard to
Yeah.
think of other titles such the same as that.
Well, it was funny too.
Yeah, I know that because you're the only one drinking water.
Let's drinking tea.
Oh, oops, forgot. I forgot, yeah.
I said, why no one's drinking tea? It's just me.
Yeah.
The only Englishman on the podcast just drinking tea. Everyone else is not drinking tea or water.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. There goes Elliot. Yeah. So we're just really second season still new to us somewhat
mhm.
because we're always trying to explore different versions of how to really make our podcast interesting and how to make it so that we can have more subscribers, right?
Yeah. Well, we're trying to make everything interesting. It's not as probably expected for season 2.
Yeah. I know people always say, "Oh, you're always people are always learning something new every day and stuff like that." But this is more than just everyday type of thing. This is months
Every
and months
weekend thing.
learning work.
Like for example, like people learn different skills every day.
Yeah.
And for us, that can be challenging.
Yeah. Not just because of who we are, but it does and take time as a lot of challenge work anyway.
And also, like, acting is not my specialty. Mostly writing stories is my best thing, or making music.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And yeah, story stuff is what you've been busy with lately.
Well, tons of people have been asking me to make stories for them, so
Yeah, but you were doing a CBC submission thing for a project. That's what I meant
oh that, yeah.
by your story stuff. Yeah.
I haven't heard a word from them yet.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
been
hope you I hope you hear back from them.
it's been quiet as a mouse.
Yeah, that's a good one. Quiet as a mouse.
That's the way I describe it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Or washed away in the sea.
Well, only 10 people can win.
Well, I hope you're one of them that can win.
I think of Hunger Games, but in songwriting, or not songwriting, in filmmaking.
Yeah.
So everyone is climbing on mountain trying to win the award.
Boy, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah. It's tougher than you imagine.
Yeah, just as tough as doing this months and months of work of podcast putting together, creating it,
Hmm. Well,
the initial process.
mhm. We still have so many t-shirts left too.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a few more episodes left, and the one we're really looking forward to is our anniversary one, isn't it, Elliot?
Yeah. I can believe it's almost been 2 years, right?
Since the whole pandemic happened, yeah, but almost a year since we started the podcast
Yeah.
stuff.
Hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's bonkers, to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
because of a lot of thinking. You have to do it beforehand.
well, thinking and editing.
Yeah. Those two are kind of like sisters going hand in hand, trying to think on knocking on the head, thinking what to do.
I I remember like tons of times when people were like, so when that podcast is gonna be ready, I'm like, soon.
Getting impatient.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we didn't really not that we weren't interested, but we hadn't thought of many guests that were interested in joining us on the second season so far.
yeah, because tons of people are back to work these days.
Maybe that's why. Yeah.
We're just trying to stay afloat.
Yeah. I guess it was easier in the first season, not just because it was new, but because it was almost the holidays anyway.
Yeah.
And it was in the really worst time possible that no one could really go back to in-person working.
Yeah. Only online.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, it's nice and sunny and blue sky.
No
Oh, yeah.
snowstorm.
Yeah. Very nice.
Snail mail delivery.
Yeah, I still had to send some mail to my cousin, actually.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Huh.
Well, I'm not the best mailman ever.
uh, uh, so yeah. Anything else we want to sum up, Elliot, before we go into our suspense of next week's episode?
Have a good day, everyone. Always think of the happy times and don't think about the dark times. Think about happy memories.
Yeah, I always try to think like that too, but for me, that can sometimes be a challenge when I'm working on something and need to concentrate on it.
When, like Miranda, for example, like has something to discuss, she always calls me because she knows I'm a good listener.
Yeah, yeah. I do it because I sometimes have trouble expressing uh, the thoughts to many people.
Hmm. And
And I don't know of many people in Nanaimo as neighbors that I can talk to.
mhm,
I know of one, but that's out of a connection of a sports related thing.
yeah. Well, if you guys can tell, Miranda is a very big fan of sports. So,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, yeah.
yeah, I see. We will both see you in the next episode on episode 27,
Yep, that's right.
and it's gonna be good. And we're still not going to tell you the title.
No, that's how we're keeping it for this season. Because last season we kept telling you viewers what the next episode and the title is going to be about, but that's a little bit boring this season onwards.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So everyone, we'll see you next time.
All right. All right.
All right, bye.